Indiana Fever is giving their all to win the next WNBA, and they just confirmed another addition to their franchise. This could potentially be a game changer for Caitlin Clark.
Breaking news hot off the press. So it looked like Stephanie White is already hard at work because Caitlin Clark and the Fever have a new assistant coach.
The Indiana Fever just made a blockbuster move ahead of Caitlin Clark's highly anticipated second season in the WNBA, and fans are buzzing. The Fever confirmed the addition of Austin Kelly to Stephanie White's coaching staff, a move that feels like a calculated step toward championship glory.
And today, the Indiana Fever announced, we have hired Austin Kelly as an assistant coach. Additionally, Karima Christmas Kelly returns as an assistant coach. And welcome, a big old welcome.
Kelly, who has a proven track record with White during their time at the Connecticut Sun, brings an offensive prowess to Indiana that could make all the difference. Also, Karima Christmas Kelly, a former coaching staff member, is marking her return to the Indiana Fever. It is interesting because Karima is also Austin Kelly's wife. This duo, working under the fiercely talented Stephanie White, could turn the Fever into a legitimate contender. But here's the million-dollar question. Can Indiana Fever finally break through and claim the WNBA championship next season?
They are indeed a couple. They will now be on the same staff. Austin Kelly, worked for Stephanie White in Connecticut, 2 years as an assistant under White there, while Christmas Kelly was an assistant under Christy Side, so already with the Fever. But now they're together.
Let's unpack the pieces. Austin Kelly and Stephanie White were a powerhouse duo with the Sun, leading them to back-to-back semifinal appearances. Kelly was the offensive mastermind, and now he's coming to Indiana, a team boasting one of the most dynamic offensive threats, Caitlin Clark. Imagine Clark finally working with someone who knows how to craft game-winning strategies and optimize star talent. Add to that, Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell, one of the league's most explosive scorers, and you've got an offensive core that could be downright terrifying.
Now, I'm here to tell you, Dow, the dominoes is definitely starting to fall for the Indiana Fever coaching staff that Christy Sides assembled. Now, many people knew this was going to happen. Typically, when you get rid of the head coach, the other coaching pieces and trainer pieces go with them.
That's right. With Christy Sides out and Stephanie White behind the Indiana Fever's driving wheel, it is going to be an exciting season ahead for Caitlin Clark and her team, and White is already turning the screws by adding more firepower for the Dream Team.
Karima Christmas Kelly was on that team, 2012 WNBA championship team, and now she is back, and her husband, Austin Kelly, joins her.
Let's not forget Karima Christmas Kelly. A championship-winning coach with the Fever in 2012, she knows this team and city like the back of her hand. Her experience as a player and coach gives Indiana an invaluable edge. She's already played a part in developing 2 Rookies of the Year, Boston and Clark. Now, with her husband Austin Kelly by her side, the coaching synergy might just hit a new high.
A lot of people are anxious to see what Stephanie White is going to do. She brings in somebody she's comfortable with from the Connecticut Sun. Obviously, you can't bring that person in and then, not have him with his significant other on the sideline, considering she was already there. So that synergy is complete.
The Indiana Fever just lit a fire under the WNBA, and it's burning brighter than Caitlin Clark's three-point range. They didn't just make a coaching hire, they brought in Austin Kelly, an offensive wizard who might as well come with a wand and a spellbook. The Fever is putting the league on notice. This isn't just a rebuild, it's a revolution. And guess what? Caitlin Clark is the queen leading this uprising.
All right, we're at the Indy Star, and the headline is Married Couple Karima Christmas Kelly, Austin Kelly join Stephanie White's Fever staff. The Fever announced Tuesday that White has hired Austin Kelly and Karima Christmas Kelly, a married couple with ample coaching experience, as assistants. Yes, a married couple. And
let's get one thing straight. Austin Kelly isn't your average assistant coach. This guy was Stephanie White's right-hand man during their reign of terror with the Connecticut Sun. Together, they turned the Sun into a playoff machine, consistently outthinking, outplaying, and outright humiliating their competition. Now, he's stepping into Indiana, armed with playbooks that could turn a middle school team into contenders. Pair Kelly's offensive genius with Clark's once-in-a-generation talent, and the league might just start praying.
Listen, the Indiana Fever is making moves, making maneuvers, and it's doing so at an important time now.
Enter Karima Christmas Kelly, a certified legend and a Fever alum who knows how to turn a team into champions. She's got the rings, the receipts, and now the responsibility of molding Clark and Aaliyah Boston into an unholy duo of dominance. And let's not ignore the fact that Karima and Austin Kelly are married. This is a basketball power couple straight out of a blockbuster movie. The strategy sessions at their dinner table alone could outcoach half the league. Now, let's address the skeptics out there clutching their pearls and wondering if this hire actually changes anything. Spoiler alert, it does. Stephanie White is assembling a coaching Avengers squad. Austin Kelly handles the offense like a maestro, Karima Christmas Kelly brings championship wisdom, and White orchestrates the entire masterpiece.
Listen, the Indiana Fever is making moves, making maneuvers, and it's doing so at an important time. Now is the time.
Clark's rookie season wasn't just impressive, it was downright disrespectful to the league's status quo. She walked into the WNBA like she owned the place, dropping buckets, breaking records, and making defenders look like cones in a training drill. And now, with Austin Kelly drawing up plays tailored to her magic, she's about to take her game to another stratosphere. But let's not sugarcoat the stakes. The Fever hasn't exactly been the crown jewel of the WNBA. For years, this team has been about as relevant as a fax machine in 2024. Sure, they've had flashes of brilliance, but consistency? Well, it's been as elusive as a Wi-Fi signal from your neighbor's house. This is exactly why the coaching overhaul in question feels like their last-ditch effort to grab onto the Caitlin Clark comet and ride it straight to championship glory.
White's going to bring her own philosophy, her own messages to the team. We've just seen the enthusiasm shine through, right? We saw it from Clark and Hull and Boston at the introductory press conference. We've seen it from White when speaking about the players and what she can do with possibly Boston and Clark and why she's excited to coach the Fever. I think Fever fans saw it from the Connecticut Sun and the way they played and the way that they game planned against the Fever.
That's correct. White's new additions can be the twist of luck that they need in their games ahead. And speaking of glory, let's talk about the rest of the league. Do you think the Aces and Liberty aren't side-eyeing this development? They're probably already brainstorming how to handle this Fever squad. And you know what? They should be nervous. Clark, Boston, Mitchell, and this new coaching brain trust, it's a recipe for chaos. And not the kind you can prepare for.
Now, a lot of people knew that Stephanie White was going to bring her people over from Connecticut, and she did not waste any time in doing it because she's bringing over none other than Connecticut assistant head coach Austin Kelly to the staff. Now, he's been instrumental with helping her put together these rosters, and I'm here to tell you he's definitely in Indiana.
So, here's the million-dollar question. Can the Fever go all the way next season? Or is this just another overhyped experiment doomed to collapse under its own ambition? Personally, I'd put my money on Indiana. Why? Because this isn't just about building a team, it's about building a movement. Clark's fan base alone could fill arenas. And with this coaching staff, those fans will have more to cheer for than ever.
Kelly comes to Indianapolis after he was an assistant under White for 2 years at Connecticut, helping run the Suns' offense. So, Stephanie White got out of Dodge, left Connecticut, and Kelly said, I'll take some of that as well. And he is now in Indiana.
This staff isn't just built to win games, it's built to win hearts. Christmas Kelly brings a sense of legacy and connection to the franchise, while Austin Kelly adds fresh strategies and dynamic energy. And let's not overlook Stephanie White. Her vision, paired with this all-star coaching staff, could make Indiana an unstoppable force.
Austin Kelly most recently served as an assistant coach with the Connecticut Sun in 2023 and 24 under White leadership, helping guide the team to the WNBA semifinals both seasons. So just like I told y'all, man, Austin Kelly has been super instrumental in help building these rosters, and Stephanie White team to these WNBA semifinals.
Austin Kelly was one of the leading assistant coaches at Connecticut Sun both times when they reached the semifinals, and this can prove super useful for Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever. If Austin can repeat the same performance with Caitlin and her teammates, then it would be a blockbuster deal for the Indian Fever and Stephanie White.
The Sun made the WNBA playoff semifinals each season he and White were there. Connecticut was his first foray in the WNBA after multiple years in the college ranks. So he was an assistant and recruiting director at the University of Texas, Arlington from 21 to 23, and the director of recruiting at Vanderbilt from 19 to 21.
But with all this firepower, is a championship really within reach? There's no denying that the Fever are stacked, but they're also in one of the most competitive WNBA landscapes in years. Teams like the Aces and Liberty are loaded with superstars and experience. It's going to take more than talent. It'll require chemistry, grit, and the ability to close out big games. Caitlin Clark's second season will undoubtedly be pivotal. As a rookie, she shattered expectations, setting records and elevating the Fever to newfound relevance. Now, with this revamped coaching staff, the stakes are even higher. Will she take that next step and lead Indiana to the promised land? Or will the team's inexperience in high-stakes playoff scenarios hold them back? And what do you think? Do you think this coaching overhaul is the missing piece of the puzzle? Are you ready to see Clark and company take the league by storm? Let us know, because this conversation is just getting started. Like, share, and subscribe for more updates related to the world of basketball. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one.